Hey, everybody checking out the Mike and JD Show YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this video. If you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, make sure you're a subscriber, and also comment on this video and help us defeat the algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. And while you're at it, if you like this video, head over to patreon.com/the Mike and JD Show and become a Patreon subscriber today, where you will get this audio immediately as soon as it's done recorded, way ahead of everybody else. And then, of course, it will be ad free. Thank you very much. Now enjoy the video. Recap. So I found this episode to be pretty damn good. I really like this week, and thankfully they had a good rating, so hopefully that carries over into the next week. I think it's going to be tough because football's on. The whole world is going to be watching football, but I think that Impact has kind of got some momentum right now. Emergence, despite the fact that the production looked like shit, was a really good show. And then they for whatever reason, they figured out how to turn the lights back on for this week's taping. So I thought it looked great. Kushida on BTI, Kushida defeated Drilla Maloney, and that was talking BTI. Thank you, folks. Thank you for talking BTI with us. This was kind of a good 6-minute match. They're saying that Drilla Maloney is Bullet Club. I didn't know that. So he must be just like one of the extras on Bullet Club. So I'll be honest, the last 6 months I've not paid too much attention to New Japan other than like the bigger shows. So there you go. Impact Wrestling main show. So we had a recap video from Emergence aired. Looked great. Giselle Shaw, Savannah Evans, Alicia Edwards, Vanna Black, Jody Threat, Killer Kelly, Marsh Simovich, Jessica, Courtney Roche, Kylan King, all in a battle royal. This battle royal, as one could imagine, was not very good, but it was won by Alicia Edwards. And I think people listening to the show might think that would upset me, and it does not. Alicia's a chicken shit. She hit under the ring. She came out at the very end with the whole Jerry Lawler gimmick from back in the day, and Bobby the Brain Heenan would do it, and all the chicken shit heels used to do it all the back in the day. But she was actually successful. So she hit under the ring. She ran back in while Kylan King and Jody Threat were tangled in the ropes. She eliminated them and got the victory. And then her bragging about it with Eddie Edwards afterwards in a backstage segment popped me. Like, she actually cut a good promo. So I was like, oh, yeah, this is great. Now, look, she's getting a title match on Victory Road. And if this were like one of the big 4 pay-per-views, I'd be like, fuck, this is a bullshit. But it's not. It's Victory Road. It is a premium live event, but it's a monthly special that's 2 weeks after their last special. I'm okay with it. It's fine. Trinity's gonna kill her and get on to the next point, right? Because we got Bound for Glory coming up, and there's other good matches on that show. So I'm totally fine with, like, not every match has to be a barn burner. Not every match has to be a marquee match. Sometimes you can do a story, right? And that's what this is. They're building up Alicia as this chicken shit heel who cheated her way into a title shot, and everybody gets to see how it plays out. Next, Alexander met with the Motor City Machine Guns and apologized for causing them a match on Sunday. Shelley told him that if he wanted a shot at him, he should take care of what he needs to with Macklin. And then Miguel and Wentz walked in and mocked Sabin and Shelley. Next, we got Eddie Edwards celebrated with Alicia Edwards. I thought this was very good. I really enjoyed this. I thought Alicia Edwards cut a hell of a promo. And then next, we got Crazy Steve. He came out wearing a very creepy mask. I liked this mask. It was pretty damn scary. I thought it was cool. And then he changed his gimmick and he comes out and he has a match with Mike Bailey. Now the match starts and then Steve just started gouging the eyes of Bailey, just put his thumbs right in Bailey's eyes. And he pulled a fork out and screamed he was going to take out Bailey's eyes. The referee called for the bell, automatic disqualification. I think that's cool. by the way. Like it's something different. Like the match starts and this guy, if he's doing this crazy guy gimmick, why wouldn't he do something like this? So I thought that was cool. So the referee's calling for the bell. He won't stop gouging Mike Bailey's eyes. Black Taurus came out trying to talk some sense into Steve, but Steve dropped him. They gouged the eyes of Taurus. And yeah, and then the security came and tried to pull him off. So yeah, look, he's going total psycho. I like the change in Crazy Steve. This is good stuff. And I'm interested to see where this goes and how far they can go with it. And I hope they stick with it for a little bit because I think he's a great character. He's a great promo. The guy can work. It's good that they're getting behind Steve. Good stuff. Brian Myers, Moose, and Eddie Edwards were backstage. It seemed like Moose was trying to bring him into their tag team partnership. I've been saying for months now, Eddie Edwards and Moose is the tag team. Let Myers be the manager. Edwards insisted he was different from Bully Ray because he's on a roll right now. Bully Ray walked up and said they had a PCO problem. Myers and Moose said Bully Ray had a problem with PCO. Moose reminded Ray of his long list of burned bridges and said they're no longer the scumbags anymore. So that stable is done. And then all of a sudden you can hear PCO yelling, and then Bully Ray takes off running. Bully Ray then chased Bully Ray around, or PCO chased Bully around the backstage area. And PCO stuck his arm into a door, trying to get him like out of a horror movie. But then Bully Ray said, stop. Starts calling him Carl. So PCO's name is Carl Ouellette. And Ray, then PCO said, you tried to kill me. And Ray said he didn't. He said, I set you on fire because I care about you. I'm trying to kill the monster. I'm not trying to kill Carl. I'm trying to kill PCO. It's really stupid. But I think it worked for some reason. I don't know why. I was entertained by it. It was stupid, but it entertained me. So I guess it worked. But Bully saying I didn't set you on fire because I was trying to kill you. I was trying to save you, Carl. Made me laugh. So I even tweeted out that line. So Eric Young defeated Khan. This was terrible. Like not that Eric Young's a great worker, but Khan is just a big oaf. He's just a big lumbering loser, and he lost. So good. I'm glad that that's over, and I hope that this whole thing with the design is done because I'm kind of sick of it. I want to see Eric Young move on from this. But yeah, skip that match if you guys get the opportunity. Leo Rush was backstage and said that he heard Chris Sabin wanted to get back in the ring with him for the X Division title. Then Rush wondered out loud why he was wrestling Wentz later, showing he wasn't taking their potential rematch seriously. Kushida then walked up and said he wanted Rush a Victory Road, and we got that match. Then Peraza was with Miller and talked about Jordan Grace stealing her spotlight, and then Peraza challenged Grace to a match at Victory Road and saying that Grace has never been able to beat her. So, man, I think Peraza's getting ready to get to loss number 3 in a row coming up at Victory Road. So, Peraza contract watch is on the clock. Next, we got Chris Sabin defeating Zachary Wentz. Very good match. I really liked this match. But you would assume that this was a good match. So good stuff. We'll go to the finish here. Sabin hit a heel kick to drop Wentz and followed with a Manhattan drop and a straight jacket release suplex. Sabin hit a tornado DDT for a 2 count, and Wentz ended firing back with a super kick and a half Nelson slam for a 2 count. Sabin did a rolling half crab out of Lance Storm's playbook and transitioned into an STF. Shelley dropped Miguel on the floor, letting Sabin hit a dive onto both Miguel and Wentz and hit a cradle shock on Wentz for the victory. Really good match, probably the match of the week. It was my favorite match of the week for Impact, so go out of your way to check that out. And of course, after the match, Trey Miguel attacked Sabin, but Shelley quickly got into the ring, and the Rascals bailed. And Motor City Machine Guns versus the Rascals, our match coming up soon. I'd like Tony Khan to call Scott D'Amore and get some advice on how to book 2 big-time shows back-to-back, because I think that Impact with Emergence and then Victory Road having 2 weeks separating them has been very. If Victory Road was this week, they announced all the matches on Impact this Thursday, and all the matches make sense. They've been building them. None of them are like super rando, and some of them aren't that big. They don't have a world title match, but they all kind of make sense. I feel like they did a better job making their matches for Victory Road than AEW did for All Out, because there's only like 2 or 3 interesting matches on All Out this coming up Sunday. But Victory Road, you take a look at it up and down the card, like all of them pretty much make sense. So good job, Impact. I'm interested in Victory Road. I think Victory Road is going to be really good. ABC was backstage, and Austin and Bay congratulated them on becoming Impact World Tag Team Champions. They noted that they had to cheat to win. Well, yeah, they're heels. And then the Good Hands, they accused the Good Hands of being hired to attack them. The Rascals said they did it because it was personal and they would fight soon. Yeah, blah. Santino was backstage and Subculture walked up asking for their rematch. And then Sally Mae Callahan and Rich Swann walked up, asked for a title match because they were screwed by the Rascals as well. Well, now those two teams are going to wrestle next week. Kenny King said he wasn't surprised that Toronto hated him and that he was the best athlete in the city since Kawhi Leonard. That got tons of heat. Tommy Dreamer came down and talked about how Kenny King beat Swinger and gave Swinger all he could. Swinger apparently learned just before the match that his father-in-law had died and had to leave the show early after the match. Swinger and Dreamer texted throughout the night noting that the woman killed it in the ring in the main event. Dreamer learned that King didn't even watch the main event. So this is kind of the old Ric Flair Carlito promo from back in the day. Not as good, but still kind of good. And didn't care that anyone else in the company. And with Impact 1000 coming up, he couldn't accept that. King said that he was only Dreamer said if King wanted a top spot, why didn't he do something about it and try to take out the old guard? And then he put over all the old guys that are currently still wrestling, Jericho, Sting, and PCO. Dreamer offered to put his career on the line against King for the Digital Media Championship, to which King accepted. So I think Tommy Dreamer's winning that title. I don't think they're going to have Tommy Dreamer go out in a premium live event after Terry Funk just died, the year that his mom died, and give that impassioned speech. I think when Tommy Dreamer wrestles, he's going to put over a top star. Nothing against King. I just don't think King's that guy. So, although I do like King, and I think Tommy Dreamer really likes King too. So maybe they do that. But I saw the promo. I was like, there's no way they're ending it right now. I think Dreamer's winning it. And then we had a video for Awesome Kong highlighting her career and promoting her comeback. And then Gail Kim announced that she was coming back too. So that was pretty cool. And then Steve Macklin in a pre-tape promo talked about how time makes him dangerous because he's willing to wait to strike at the right time. Macklin said it was finally time to hit his high-value target. That's a military term. And Josh Alexander at Victory Road. Macklin is always great. And then we go to the main event. So not a lot of matches on the show. Lots of backstage stuff, but not a lot of matches. Frankie Kazarian, Jake Something, and IWGP champion Sanada defeated Moose, Myers, and Eddie Edwards. They are trying to establish Jake Something, so he went the distance with Sanada, came up short, but here he's teaming with Sanada and Frankie, and he got the pinfall when he actually pinned Brian Myers. So they're trying to establish Something as a guy, and I like that. I like that they're getting behind Jake. I'm a big fan of Jake. I wish he would have changed his name before this run, but he didn't, and it is what it is. But I really, really like Jake. I liked this match. I thought it was a good main event. This was a 2-match show, but both matches were very good. And so if you watch the main event and then you watch the Chris Sabin and Zachary Wentz match, I think that you'll really like it. Let's go to the end here. Sanada made a tag to Kazarian, and he finally got his hands on Edwards. Then Jake came on and dropped Edwards, and Something hit an incredible pop-up powerbomb on Moose. Got a massive reaction from the crowd, and I think as long as he keeps doing stuff like that, he'll do fine at his Impact run. That's from Josiah, my buddy. Now, everyone continued to hit moves everywhere until it came down to Edwards and Kazarian, and both men went over the top rope with a suplex attempt. Something dodged a roster cut. That's the lariat from Myers, and got sent into the void with Something, hit a black hole slam, and then boom, and he got the finish. Good stuff. A solid episode of Impact. They did a great job of setting up all the Victory Road matches, and yeah, so really good Impact. Good Impact this week. Last week, lots of good Impact stuff for me to talk about on this latest run of Brace for Impact, which is why I'm glad that we brought it back, and I'm glad that you guys are checking it out here on the Patreon, and you guys are checking it out on the YouTube channel. I really do appreciate everybody being a part of this ride with us. If you like the show, Please tell your friends. We are trying to get to 25 subscribers here on Patreon. We are at 23. We need to get to 25. 25 is our next magic number. So tell your friends about the Patreon. Tell us. And then, of course, as always, tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. We work for you. We are so happy that you guys are joining us for this. And until next week, mahalo.